Hello guys, welcome to the video. As I promised, today I'm finally going to show you a tutorial for my brand new maximum efficiency iron farm. With the setup that I'm going to show you, we are guaranteed to get a golem with every spawning attempt that the villagers make. This significantly increases the rates compared to other farms. We use trapdoors to remove the golem from the villagers immediately. It's been almost 3 months since I've released the first version of this farm, and it has undergone a lot of development. If you haven't seen my previous videos and want to know how this farm was developed, why it's so efficient and how it works, be sure to check it out in the description. Now, I want to be transparent with you. I was kinda hesitant to make this video. By no means I consider myself an expert on iron farms, yet this is already my 3rd video on the subject. And even though nearly 60% of my subs came from my first iron farm video, I don't want to focus on iron farms anymore. I have also made one last tweak and removed the rail system. It was unnecessarily complicated with no other benefit than using 1 zombie instead of 2 if you go for the double setup. And now let's get building. I will start by showing you how to build 1 unit with 3 villagers. You can then double this setup or multiply it even more, as many times as you want, but more on that later. If you only build 1 unit of the farm, you can make the water stream much smaller and concentrate the golems in the middle. These are the materials you will need, but the glass, logs and frog light can be replaced with any building blocks you want. Although I recommend adding some sources of light. First, let's talk about the ideal location for your farm. You need to ensure that there are no blocks that golems can spawn on other than the trapdoors in the space of the farm. That also includes the killing mechanism, which should be at least 19 blocks below the farm. No blocks can be between the top of the farm and the water platform, otherwise the golems would land on them and mess the system up. But as long as you meet these conditions, you can build the farm pretty much anywhere, but I recommend a flat area such as a desert or above an ocean. After you have chosen your location, press F3 and G together to bring up the chunk grid. Chunk is a 16 by 16 block area that spans from bedrock to the world height limit. Pick a chunk that will be exactly in the middle of your farm if you are building the dual setup. Here we will later build a chunk loader. If you don't want your farm running at all times, even if you're far away in your world, feel free to skip the next step and build the farm anywhere without worrying about the chunk layout. In your chosen chunk, start by building a 4 by 8 platform at the border of your chunk, 6 blocks from each side. Continue by adding another 3 by 4 platform and then mirror the build on the other side. Build a rim over the platform and then fill in the sides. In the middle, we only put water in the corners. Now replace 2 blocks with slabs or trapdoors. That's where we will collect the drops. For advanced drop storage, check out my other video where I show item filters, shulker loaders and autocrafters. For some reason this is really hard for me to say, and this is like the third time I'm recording this, but the link for the tutorial is in the description. To hold the lava in place, use crimson fence gates or any types of signs as they don't catch on fire. If using gates, make sure to open them. Next, we have to build this descending platform for the water. Next, we have to raise the sides to hold the water in place. I recommend at least 2 blocks, because if you have mobs spawning nearby, the golems may track them and escape the system. Now go to the far left corner of the platform and pillar up 17 blocks. Here, build a 19 by 23 rectangle, but we will remove the corners later. In the middle, build another rectangle at the same height, 5 by 9 blocks in size, 6 blocks away from each side. The frog light are just temporary blocks. In each corner, add repeaters facing like this and fill the rest in with redstone dust. After that, we add 3 blocks like this with redstone on top, also in every corner. Next to the redstone dust, we add target blocks. Place trapdoors against the target blocks, but not against each other. Now place pistons on top of the target blocks. In each corner, add a pillar with tripwire hooks and connect them all with string. You can then remove the temporary platforms and repeat the steps in the middle. To power the middle pistons, we need to build this storage signal elevator and slightly adjust the wiring. We again do that in every corner. To prevent golems from spawning on the pistons, we have to add slabs on top of them. To build the second layer, go to one of the outer corners and pillar up 5 blocks. From the 5th block, build the same piston and trapdoor setup, but we leave out some of the front pistons where the villagers and zombie will be. We also have to add these 2 pillars with tripwire hooks in the middle. Place slabs on the bottom half of the top middle platform with trapdoors in the front. Then add beds 2 blocks below the slabs. Build a temporary platform for transporting the villagers. You can use my redstone-powered villager breeder that I have shown in the last video. Link for a tutorial is in the description. Before adding the zombie in, I also recommend filling some of the corners with blocks. You also have to place slabs on every solid block that doesn't have redstone on it, including all the pistons. Don't forget to add a lightning rod 7 blocks above the middle villager. To scare the villagers, we use a zombie in this bubble column setup. Don't forget to put a roof above the zombie so it doesn't burn, and name tag so it doesn't despawn. The farm will start when the villagers briefly sleep for the first time. For the dual setup, mirror the design on the other side of the killing platform. You can then stack multiple of these dual setups 14 blocks away from each other. The last step is adding the chunk loader in the middle chunk. You can use this, should I attempt to pronounce it, Zizuma's self-fixing loader? I think everybody knows who this guy is. I think his self-fixing loader is honestly the best, so link is in the description. The loader can be placed at any height of the middle chunk. And that's the whole farm done. What an exhausting video. It took me maybe 3 weeks to make. I hope you liked it and that everything made sense. If not, let me know in the comments and I will try to explain further. As always, like, subscribe and check my channel for other redstone tutorials. Thank you for watching and take care.